good. We're live. We're back.
You need to start a countdown before you hit the record button, just like you do when we're in person, because these starts are very awkward.
Yeah. No, it's because I have to click two buttons. I have to click a button that says record, and then I have to click a button that says record on this computer, and then it just automatically just goes. Like there's no like on the screen where it says like 3, 2, 1, go. Like nothing. It's just like, all right, cool, we're up.
You know, when we record in person, you just hit one button too, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it just feels different. It's an optical feedback thing. Like I'm watching it on GarageBand and I watch it happen. Whereas this nothing changes on the screen. So
all right, I just wish their own.
Yeah. So we're back. It's Sarcasm Speaks. We're joined by a very special guest, Mitch here, not Tom Brady. In case you were wondering, if you're watching on the YouTube show, he had to clear that up with his name.
Brady.
Yeah. In case you thought we just made it big time. And, episode 251, we have Tom Brady on the show. We don't. It's not Tom Brady, as you can see by the name tag.
That's been my Zoom thing for the last pandemic. I'll just pick like a random person.
Yeah.
I'll be like, not Pedro Martinez.
Yeah.
I just clarify who I'm not and you know who I am.
Well, I just try to use adjectives that do describe me, like cocksucker today.
Yeah.
Cunt, dumb fuck, huge
and,
bitch.
This is my this is like the account that I use for work. So I'm not changing my name because if I did, I would 1000% forget to change it back. And I would show up to a meeting or like a virtual classroom with like cocksucker as my tag name and be like, oh boy, that's going to be a tough one to explain.
I've already accepted that for my call tomorrow night. I'm probably going to end up as cocksucker.
Yeah. Well, you guys should get a little tandem going. You could be cocksucker and he could be cock blower. I'll change my name to camera guy right now.
What was it? Cameraman 132?
Yeah.
Or 137?
NFL photographer.
Yeah.
138. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really remember what it was. We'd have to ask Nikos, but all right. You want to jump in and tell us why you hate white people? Actually, it's been a while. It's been a while since you've been on the show, right? It's been over almost 2 years.
It's been a while. It's been a great.
It wasn't. We didn't have you on at all during the pandemic, right?
No.
So it was before that you were on.
I was doing absolutely zero. Actually, I was delivering groceries during the pandemic, but to each their own.
Yeah. I thought I was going to do that, but I didn't.
Signed up for it.
I signed up for it. I signed up for Instacart. I think I asked you, right? Wasn't that? I think that was like the impetus for me to like want to do it.
Yeah, dude, it was worth it. Honestly, I made 8 extra K.
Wow.
Over the pandemic.
Yeah.
Then I had to pay taxes, so that was a bitch.
Well,
so I've just made like an extra 2K this year to pay off last year's taxes. I'm just slowly pulling myself out of the hole. Like, and then next year I'll have to make 6.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool. I made some extra money, but now I have to pay more taexes. So fuck me, I guess.
Yeah. So when you actually break it down, it wasn't worth it. But
yeah.
Should be,
it's just like it's a large pyramid scheme because now I'm delivering groceries this year on the side to pay for last year's taxes. And then I'll do it again next year.
Not accumulating a higher tax liability.
Yeah. You have to strategically decide like, oh, well, if I only make this much delivering groceries, then I should break even from last year and there. So I get to work for free.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Like, it's bad, dude. Like, especially, first off, I just was telling you before the show, I was just in Boston this last weekend. Like, you guys are crazy with this COVID stuff.
Yeah. Well, hey, don't lump me in with Boston. Boston fucking sucks. I hate that place.
Dude, it's bad. Like, no pissers, no public pissers, like mask in the street.
Yeah. It's wild. I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but
Ours are open though.
I did tell Bob that when I was there, everyone on the street had a mask on, and it's not the case when you're outside of the city at all. Like where I live now, people are out walking their dogs and everything, kind of no mask, no nothing, no one cares. No one cares anymore. But as soon as you get into Boston, it's like, oh, make sure you get your mask. It's like, oh, okay, all right. So I'm safe in North Attleboro, but I'm not safe in Boston. Got it.
Yeah, dude, it's just all fucked. It's like so bad. And then if I see one more fucking thing about like from the fucking CDC that no one listens to.
Yeah.
Like masks came out and they're just like, yeah, we understand the CDC lifted its mandate, but we're smarter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, this was going to be my final thought, but we'll roll into this. So the group of fitness business, this I guess I can keep my final thought, but the group of fitness business owners that I'm part of from Massachusetts, and this guy is actually connected to like legitimate sources in the state, not the second example I'm going to give you. And he said that this coming week, there's going to be an announcement that after Memorial Day, Mass is going to be open and the mask mandate's going to get pulled. Now, what that means for each business and sector specific stuff, I don't know if that's going to change.
Yeah,
that's going to work, but that's the word around the water cooler right now. Well, I also had some Yahoo walk into the Sharon Country Club bar claiming that his chief told him that after Memorial Day, this is all over with. Okay. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the same idea. We've talked about this before. It's the whole, when people flipped out, like 2 months ago now, when Texas, the Governor Abbott dropped the mask mandate, people were like, well, they'll see, which they didn't see because their cases just fell through the floor. But all it did was remove the government mandate. So the governor said, hey, let's let individual businesses and local like municipalities decide for themselves rather than me sit here and say statewide everyone needs a mask. So, the little podunk town in West Texas that has 370 people that live in it, they can be like, yeah, fuck it, there's no mask mandate, so don't wear masks anywhere. But in downtown Austin or Dallas, where there's hundreds of thousands of people or millions of people, if they want to keep the masks, fine. And that's all it was. And that's all Abbott did, is he removed the government regulation part of it. And then any business in Texas that wanted to keep their mandate did. And it's like, all right, cool. And then you go about your day. Like, I don't know, the reaction to the way that went down was so fucking stupid, which I shouldn't be surprised because 85% of people in the country are fucking stupid, as we decided on our last episode.
I think it's higher than 85%.
Well, maybe by the end of this episode,
by the end of this episode, we'll definitely be able to push it closer to 90.
Yeah, like, dude, have you gone to a Dunkin' Donuts recently? Like, dude, like that's just like, we talk about dropping aliens. Like, if aliens went to Dunks, they'd be like, I'm out. I'm going back. Like, fuck this planet. Fuck this place.
You know what I heard the other day? I forget what podcast I was listening to, but the guy was talking about aliens and his rationale behind why aliens wouldn't like come and actually communicate with us. Like, they might be here on Earth and show up and, we have evidence of UFOs and we have these aliens. And they're like, because the big thing is, well, why don't aliens ever talk to us? Why don't they say anything? And this guy, who's a scientist, goes, when you're walking through the woods, do you stop and talk to the squirrels? Because these things could be so far advanced that as they're passing through space, they're like, oh, that's cute. These stupid little fucking monkeys.
That's so true.
These monkeys with computers here are like about to blow themselves up. Let's go watch. And then they leave. You know what I mean? But like, that line is, when you walk through the woods, do you stop and talk to the squirrels? I was like,
yeah, but see, this is where you push us up to 90%. There's probably 9 out of 10 people do. Like,
that's the thing. The people who do talk to the squirrels, we think are nuts.
Yeah,
they're the fucking crazy ones.
Yeah,
maybe they're the smart ones. I don't know. Probably not. Usually they're just on drugs. But
yeah.
Like fucking Big Bill, he fucking makes all friends with the fucking woodland critters.
Oh yeah. He's
Except
like
that raccoon that attacked him that one time.
he's the male version of Cinderella.
Except they do turn on him occasionally.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, it happens.
Dude, if you fuck with enough animals, one of them's gonna come at you. It's just
you know,
that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, you know, just like people, there's tons of people and there's a lot of dickheads. There's tons of animals. I'm sure there's plenty of dickheads.
Oh, my dog's a dickhead. Fun story. We're walking. I was like, I let her off the leash because to each their own. I was like, I wouldn't walk. Like people look at me and I was like, well, I don't want to be walked on a leash. She probably doesn't. Like just transfer to property there. She's like, we've been together 8 years, haven't ran away yet, dude. I'm good. Like haven't got hit by a car. I figured out the code here. Like don't go in the street. Fucking.
I got it. We're going for a walk. All right, I'm gonna stay right next to you.
Yeah. And the one time she did run away, I fucked with her and I ran the other direction and she was like, fuck. She was like, oh, that did not go as planned.
No one ever thinks about that, right? It's like when the dog, because everyone says it's like, oh, well, if the dog gets away and you run after it, the dog thinks you're playing. Well, it's like the dog runs away, you bolt the other direction.
Yeah. She was just like, I saw her face as I was running. She was like tongue out. She was like, oh, fuck. I definitely gave her PTSD though from that. Dude, he's back at doggy daycare. Like, dude, you won't fuck, dude. He was gonna leave me.
I forget what comedian we were listening. It might not have been a comedian. It might have been some podcast we were listening to, and the guy just said, as long as you have a quick reaction to any kind of dispute, as long as you have a quick reaction, typically the other person doesn't know what to do and we'll just go with whatever you say. So it's like if you go to the RMV and it's like, oh, do you have the form? It's like, oh, well, Debbie said I didn't need the form. The person behind the desk can go, oh, fuck, Debbie? Who the fuck?
Dude, I do that all the time. It's so fucked up. I just think there is no Debbie and you just didn't fill out the form. But now they're going to try to figure out like how to figure out what to get whatever you need done.
Yeah.
Same thing with the dog. Dude. It's like,
when I have to travel for my teams, I do that shit all the time because I have to find gyms on the road, and then I'll call and I'll be like, I told Mike I'm traveling with this university. I called yesterday. It was like Mike, Bill, and he told me to come to the front desk and get a guest pass. He would have one ready. And 9 times out of 10, like it's a kid, and they're just like, I don't see it. And I was like, I mean, I spoke to him like at 6:37 last night. We just flew in. And they were like, yeah, you're good.
That's all it is. Like, as long as you say it with conviction, they'll be like, oh, yeah. You know what? That's probably my bad. It's probably my bad. I probably fucked up somewhere. You're right.
Yeah, you gotta be quick and confident. You gotta be quick and confident because then you can pretty much get whatever you want. Really.
Yeah, dude, it's like stealing fucking candy from babies when mass people go down south. You're just like, are you supposed to be here? You're like, who the fuck are you? They're like, oh, he's supposed to be here.
Oh man. We got I don't know if I would call this breaking news, but we can break the news kind of. Jones, our buddy Jones just texted us. And so obviously, Mitch, you've listened to the show long enough. You know, we all we want is fucking sports betting in this state, in this bullshit state. So on top of having to wear masks everywhere, we don't have sports gambling. So it's just fucking sucks. This place blows. I don't know why we live here. So Jones just texted us and goes, Maryland sports betting market will be capable of attracting more than 200 million people and $200 million in gaming revenue and more than $3 billion in bets. So that's pretty sick. They're going to bring in more than $3 billion projecting because they just passed legislation to allow sports betting.
Dude,
but
you're
we don't want money though.
For way too much.
Yeah, we don't want money.
You still can't buy fucking alcohol on Thanksgiving. Like what the fuck? Like,
yeah, it's like we're still run by fucking pilgrims.
So
you decided to re-exit, dude. Fuck your state.
I can't remember which state it is, but there's a fucking state that's not New Jersey that broke like the 1 month record, and I'm like looking at it, it's like fucking Indiana or something. I don't know.
Was it Pennsylvania? Maybe.
I don't know. That's like a real state. I feel like it was like a very fake state, but maybe it was Pennsylvania. I don't fucking know. But like they broke the record for monthly revenue. I'm like, wow, or monthly handle probably. And it's like, we're still not doing this.
Yeah.
You know why? It's because we have to sit there and have to figure out, oh, well, the CDC said we don't have to wear masks if we're vaccinated. But we, like a week ago, we kind of said that they still do. And it was probably going to go until August 1st. So I don't really want to go back on our word. But maybe we like should, or maybe like shouldn't.
Well, then at that point, the discussion becomes, all right, so how long do you think we have to wait before people forgot what we said before and we can change it?
Phase 5, step 6.
Yeah.
But
it's on the agenda, Bobby. You're just overthinking it, dude. They're gonna figure out sports gambling right after they figure out COVID.
They're gonna
like 2A.
They're gonna fuck up sports betting here. They're probably. I hope that they take sports betting and run it through the lottery, like the way that they probably fucking want to, where all you can end up doing at that rate is parlay cards, and everyone's still gonna go to Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New Hampshire to bet on sports.
Yeah.
I hope they fucking botch it that way.
You know they will.
I don't know why, because I want to bet on sports, but I don't know. I'll keep giving fucking Costa Rica my money. It's like the same thing when I asked you about your what's the payout structure like with that other website? And you're like, dude, who cares? We'll never cash out anything. Like, I'm sitting here worried about like, well, it'd be so much easier to get my money that I'm not gonna win.
Yeah, exactly.
So either way, I'm just donating. I'll give it to fucking Costa Rica. They probably need it more than Massachusetts.
Yeah, or where's my bookie? Antigua. It's dot.
Yeah,
it's dot. Yeah, .ag. I think that's Antigua.
I think that's Antigua.
Yeah.
It's bad, dude.
35 million in tax revenue from Maryland. 35 million.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they're right next to Delaware, so it's like Delaware's had sports betting fucking forever. Just no one paid attention since fucking Delaware.
Delaware is literally inside of Maryland. Like you can't get there without going through Maryland.
Yeah, dude, Delaware. It's a bridge. A bridge you don't even have to get off the bridge to drive to the state of Delaware. It's like one bridge that they fucking charge you $20 to drive across.
I know we did it. We drove to Baltimore 2 years ago.
It legit is like on the bridge, $20 toll.
Yeah,
touchdown in Delaware. There's like one rest stop, and then you're out.
It's because they realize no one's actually going to their state, so they're like, well, everyone that's going to Maryland has to go through us, so fuck it, let's just charge them $20.
Yeah, dude, I think I paid like a $6 toll to get off one exit in Delaware.
Yeah,
like that was it. Like we were in Delaware for probably fucking 25 minutes of a 7-hour drive.
Yeah,
and it cost me $6.
Dude, it's bananas.
Yeah,
I do that drive from DC all the time. I'd be like, this fucking bridge, dude.
This stupid fucking bridge, a $6 bridge.
Dude, it's even more. The GW bridge is stupid as shit too in New York. That thing.
Yeah, I forget what we probably paid like $25 just to get to New Jersey.
Oh yeah, you think I paid those tolls? You're fucked if you think I did.
I don't know, whatever. We had a fucking rental car. It was probably gonna take a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, all we'd have to do is just hope for one of the governors to get recalled so he can forgive all the tickets.
Yeah, you're not lucky enough. I'm just gonna register my car in a new state. That's my plan. It's about time to get a new job, boys.
Just keep getting new plates, like every 6 months.
Dude, before I decided to actually not lie on my taxes, and my Google search history was just like, what is the statistical probability that I get audited?
If you have to ask, it's high.
Yeah.
No, actually, truthfully, it's only if you really are only going to get audited on your taxes if you start putting goofy shit on there. So if you like start like writing off your car and writing off haircuts and writing off razor blades because you need to shave for work, and then all of a sudden it's like you wrote off like these thousands of things that are like, no, dude, you were gonna shave anyway. Like, no, dude, unless you're fucking mellow, you were getting haircuts regardless. Like, it's only when you start doing shit like that they start like actually looking at audits. Anyone who takes a standard deduction makes like a normal amount of money, pays the proper percent, and then maybe puts in like health insurance or something, no one fucking looks. But when you start putting in your fucking oil changes, because sometimes you drive around for work, and if you start putting in like moving expenses and all that shit, that's when they start looking.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you, like you said, once you start to get goofy and you start to be like, all of these pairs of shoes, I'm going to write them off because I have to wear shoes to go to work.
Does anyone actually know what a write-off is? Because I still don't. I think Bobby owns a business and he doesn't fucking know.
I know what a write-off. Here's how a write-off works, and it's actually pretty simple. If you own a business, a tax write-off is just an acceptable expense for your business. So, as a gym owner, if I buy a dumbbell, that dumbbell is a tax write-off. But it's not really a tax write-off; it's just a fucking expense. Then with regular people, like say you just work a normal W-2, the easiest way to think of a tax write-off for all you guys is a charitable donation. So if you donate to a charity, you get a receipt and you claim that as a charitable contribution, that's a tax write-off because it reduces your tax liability. Donate $300, it reduces your tax liability by, I think, $300 exactly. Yeah, I think it's a 1-for-1.
Oh, I max that every year.
I started my own 503c, and I just donate to myself. That's what all the rich people do.
I donate to my for-profit charity.
Yeah, you just move. It's just moving money from one place to another.
This is how rich people make money. However you have to fucking do it, you buy a building of some kind. Then you rent it to yourself. Like if you already have a business. So the way I would do it is take my gym, buy a building. The Evolution would pay the building rent. So now the building is taking in revenue, but because it's a building, there's so many things that there's like fake write-off. Hey, we're back to write-offs. Like you can claim depreciation, and there's like other ways to show that it doesn't have any tax liability. So all the money from the gym funnels into the building. The building and the gym can then donate to your nonprofit, who doesn't pay taxes at all. But then your nonprofit pays for memberships for underprivileged kids at the gym. So you just keep spinning the money around in a circle.
So I'm going to let you in on a secret.
That's literally what one of the guys used to do at one of the hockey rinks. He owned a hockey rink, he owned a hockey team, and he owned a foundation. The team paid for ice time to the rink. The rink would operate at either a net loss or a net even, whatever. And then both entities would then spend money to the foundation, which was for hockey players, which gave them an opportunity to play. Like you just spend money around.
Yeah.
It is.
I like it.
Well, it's like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It's like, all right, well, where do you think all their money is moving from? You know what I mean? It's the same idea.
Yeah. I might classify myself as an LLC.
Yeah. I identify as an LLC.
Yes. It's 2021. That should be on my... I've just been pissing people off, and I keep hitting non-binary when I fill things out for work. I was like, someone like you guys is checking that. You're like, this cocksucker.
I love doing shit like that. Like just fucking with people, like on like the dumbest little shit. So like one of our friends is getting married next year, and his fiance sent out this thing like, hey, we need your address, like fill out this thing. So you go and you click, and it's online, and it wants you to pick a prefix like to your name. So like all of the drop downs are like Mr., Mrs., Miss, Ms. When like the honorary, rabbi, reverend. Yeah, there was literally like 15 things in the drop down menu. So obviously I picked the honorable. So now on the so the address is there, and I had to fill it out for me and for Amy. So now when I get my invitation in the mail, it's going to say the Honorable Jared Mello and Dr. Amy Shagnon. And there we go.
Is she like a doctor or like Joe Biden's wife?
Yeah. Neither.
Not even close.
No.
So that's the thing too, though. But by putting doctor in, you can put doctor in your title. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You just can't write comma MD. That's the problem.
Right.
Because that claims that you're a medical doctor, or you do comma PhD. I mean, there's no liability with being a PhD, but
right.
You can be a doctor.
But my whole thing is like, don't give me the option to pick all those things, because I'm going to pick one of the stupid ones. It was really tough between the Honorable and Rabbi, but I ended up going with the Honorable. I figured, the other ones are too easy.
Dude, that sparks my thing where there's so much stupid shit I want to do that I got to start doing. Like I want to get my marriage certificate. I want to get a marriage license so I can just start. I was like, dude, we talk about like big brain, stupid money ideas. Is like I should just get like commissioned as someone who can like marriage, like I forget what it's called, but you know what I mean?
Like a justice of the peace.
Then I need to start a Twitter account where I just marry random objects together. I was like instead of traffic cone, it's like marriage coach or something. And I'm like, just keep marrying things off. New ceremony every day.
I love the traffic barrel.
By the way, the thing instantly, right?
Yeah. Bobby's just like, it's so stupid, but he's like, that would actually be funny.
No. So what I did was I filled out. Mine was only good for 24 hours. So I paid whatever fee, and then I became eligible to marry people, but only on the day for which that I signed up for, so that Derek and Fia's wedding was actually legitimate and not just me standing up there like an idiot.
Not just you standing up there like an idiot.
Right. Like I was standing up there like an idiot, but there was like a purpose to it. Like there was a reason for it.
It was official though.
Yeah. Yeah. It was officially official. Hey, did you speaking of that actually just sparked my brain here, the Bill and Melinda Gates thing. Have you been following that at all, either of you guys? You're both in fitness. You fucking work like 17 hours a day. So
I have a golf game to manage too, man.
Yeah, that's true. So they got divorced, right?
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
I don't live under a fucking rock.
Yeah, but now all of like the information is starting to come out. So apparently, this is pretty fucking weird because so they had been dating since 1987, I think.
Dinosaurs.
And they've been married. They got married in 1994. So
dude, that was like right around Windows 95. What a selly.
Yeah, I know, right? So apparently, Bill Gates was a bit of a party animal back in the day, and liked to do all kinds of wild shit. And one of the people that he was hanging out with was none other than Jeffrey Epstein.
Everyone fucking knows Jeffrey Epstein at this point. Like, I'm sure my parents do. I don't know.
So yeah, right. So it's been there so this is the thing. I heard this on another podcast. They were talking about it, and there's no actual evidence of Bill Gates on a charter, on Epstein's plane charter. But then the dude on the podcast goes, well, he was a fucking billionaire, so he probably took his own jet. You know what I mean? So he took his own private jet if he went to the island. So therefore, he's not on Epstein's log. He's on his own log, and private jets and all that shit is all weird. But either way, he was real chummy with Epstein. So when Epstein went down in 2019, she hired a divorce lawyer. So as soon as Epstein went down, she got the lawyer. And then apparently like some things shifted and happened, and they decided maybe to stay out of the limelight a little bit because they weren't really sure what was going to happen. But then she went forward with a divorce. So, but if there's like evidence that she first hired the lawyer right after Epstein went down in 2019. But guys, I think she kind of didn't want that to be tied to it. I don't know. They were trying to save face a little bit because they do have their massive foundation that I think she actually cares about. He probably doesn't. But another weird thing is, so again, they started dating in 1987. They got married in 1994. Every single year since, I would imagine they had been together previously, he took a trip. So he had an ex-girlfriend that he dated many, many years prior, and they would always go on vacations together. Well, once he started dating Melinda and eventually got married, he was allowed to still take one vacation a year with this ex-girlfriend. So, I mean, if it smells like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably not a horse. So yeah, it's a witch. So it's a little sketchy. Like, imagine that. Like seriously, like imagine that. Like you're dating some, like, let alone like being married and trying to wrap your head around this. But like when you're first dating someone, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, my ex-girlfriend and I go on vacation every year. It's because it's what we do. And so, then she's weird. Just like, yeah, cool. And then they get married. And then they go and get married. And maybe she was like, oh, well, that's going to go away once we get married. And he goes, yeah, no, it's not. I'm still going to take my 1 year, like my once a year vacation with my ex-girlfriend, even though we're getting married. And it's like, dude,
that's
what?
suspicious?
Like, that is very
none of my
creepy.
Ex-girlfriends talk to me. Like,
yeah. Same, actually.
All right.
So it's I don't know. It's creepy. But like now like details are starting to come out. I'm like, oh wow, this guy's kind of a fucking scumbag, huh?
Makes a great video game system though.
That he does. Even though I'm sure it probably wasn't him. No. Actually, I can almost guarantee it wasn't him.
Sitting there with the soldering iron, like fucking
in his garage back in the day in Cali.
Yeah, putting the motherboard together.
Yeah, that's how Xbox was created. He sat there at a desk.
Yeah.
After becoming a fucking billionaire, and he was sitting there doing the wiring, testing the games. Just him.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's how it worked.
Well, duh. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me, at least. But
everyone knows the CEOs do the most work.
So the other thing too, yeah, the hardest working guy in the room.
First in, last out.
So then, yeah, then the other thing that like kind of sparked my thought, and I heard people talk about this, was, so Epstein goes down in 2019. Bill Gates is tied to it. Melinda Gates goes, well, fuck you, because I'm going to start to file for divorce. And I heard someone bring this up. How dog shit of a human being is Hillary Clinton? That there is legitimate evidence of Bill Clinton hanging out with Epstein. Epstein had a painting of Clinton in a dress in his office on the island. And all of that, like, everyone knew everything that was going on with these two guys. And Hillary's just like, yeah, don't care. Yep, that's fine. Not even gonna think about getting a divorce. And because I heard them bring that up, and I go, wow, that is a great point, right? Like how awful, like, do you, like, I don't know, how little of a soul do you have to have?
I mean, to be a politician?
Well, that's fair.
You know for a fact that even if she was going to consider splitting from him, she wouldn't before a presidential run.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't want to call back to 2016, but we previously elected someone president who had photos with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
And they hung out and drank together.
I'm just going to throw that out there, but to each their own.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true too. You know, it's weird. the whole thing was just weird. And like I said, I heard all of this go down and all of like the new news, I guess, that is coming out. And I was just like, oh shit, dude, that's weird. That's kind of creepy. Which, like I said, multi-billionaires, probably not the greatest people in the world. Like, in order to be like the best of the best and get to the top, like you can't be a beta cuck bitch, essentially. Even though like everyone likes to make fun of Bill Gates for that one time in like 2001 when he was up on stage like dancing like this, like,
dude, that was the Windows 95 launch.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it was. And everyone's like, "Oh, this fucking guy." It's like,
that was fucking lit, dude.
He's a nerd.
Him and Steve
like he's
Ballmer.
Yeah, it's like he's a nerd. Yeah. So he has no like sense of style. And I bet you the second you get him into any room as far as negotiations go, he's cutthroat, because you have to be. You know what I mean? Like all these guys, they're all fucking dickheads, because you don't get to be that level of success without being a dickhead.
No, because some other dickhead will come over and fucking crush you.
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole
dickhead wins.
It's the whole Tesla versus Edison thing. Like Nikola Tesla had these great inventions and he actually came up with all this shit first, but he was a nice guy. And Thomas Edison goes, fuck you, I'm taking that. And now everyone's like, oh, Thomas Edison created electricity. And they're like, no, it was actually Nikola Tesla. But Edison is just kind of was like better at marketing.
Dude, it happens all the time, I feel like or you do what the big companies do now is like, it's Mello's company, but they know Bobby's a cocksucker and people don't like him. So they hire him not to be liked, to be the guy who's not liked.
Right. Yeah, that's true too. They need the public like face of like the face for everyone to hate.
Because no one likes Mark Zuckerberg.
That's easy. Not even hard. That's like right up in my skill set. How do I get a high paying job just so that everyone can hate me? I would excel at that.
Oh, it would be so good.
Where you first fucked up is you went to Bridgewater State University.
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty elite there. I got some good connections, the vast.
And then you studied physical education.
Yeah, not only did you go to Bridgewater.
I got a master's degree for taking 10 credits. I think only 8 of which were actually classes. The others were internships. 3 credits of that was a research project that was actually piggybacked off of another class where we did a research project. So we're at like 5 classes that I actually did. And one was just go to other gyms, do site visits. So we're down to 4 classes. Yeah.
Yep.
I just don't get it.
I mean, I say it all the time.
They call it the Harvard of the South Shore.
Yeah. The best class I ever took in grad school was offered through the biology department. Because I took endocrinology and I learned so much and it was phenomenal. And I was like, holy shit, this is such a cool, like I like endocrinology. Like I understand so much more about the body now. And I was like, wow, I just took a class through the biology department, not phys ed. And I've spent 6 years at this school and that was the best class that I've had.
I can tell you that's why you didn't make it as a strength coach.
Yes. Yep. Well, there's other reasons too, but yes, that is certainly one of the factors.
You enjoy science? Get the fuck out of our field.
Yeah.
You're only supposed to pretend you really like science.
Yeah.
And pretend that you understand science and whatnot. And then you just rely on fucking equations. Like, dude, F equals ma, man. Oh yeah, shit, you're right.
Yeah, you got to work on those ground reaction forces, step on this force plate.
Yeah.
What's it say? You're slow. Yes. It just confirms it.
Yeah. What does the force plate say? You're fat as fuck.
Yeah. Has anyone ever called you an athlete? No. Yeah. No, I buy that.
Yeah, I believe that. Hey, do you want to tell us why you hate white people, or was that going to be your final thought?
Oh no, that was my final thought. That was Today I was just at a CVS and this old white guy is walking around I don't know why. I was like, I'm drinking the Arnold Palmer I got there now. And he was just like walking around, and all of a sudden I turn, and like he's just sitting there, and he's like, just looking at this lady, and this lady's like, I found you the bag. He's like, don't give me that fucking bag. He's just causing a goddamn scene. And he was like, you touched it. And she was like, well, what do you want me to do? You asked me to find this. And it's going back and forth with this like old guy. And this was like my thing, like going back and forth. This old guy's like, well, you touched it and I can't get COVID. And she's like, the lady hit over it like that. It was just, it's not funny to you guys because you weren't there. And the lady goes, you're like, how the fuck do you think it got on the shelf? And so then he gets on the phone and leaves. Or also the only reason like old white people do this fucking Dunkin' Donuts, every time there's this old white guy that goes in there and he goes in line and he fucking sings all the time. And I don't know if it's like my unlucky, like I'm just not a lucky person, but every time I have to fucking wait in line at that Dunkin' Donuts twice a week, he's there goddamn singing, whether it's 6 a.m. or 8 p.m. Like I'm convinced this dude just like, he's trying to like, he wants someone to tell him how good of a singer he is. Like,
does he end up ordering anything, or does he just sit there and sing?
I don't know. I just try to ignore him, but I've left. I've probably wasted $15 on coffee because like just sitting there listening to him makes me so angry. Like
you just spike your coffee off the ground.
I know. I literally I don't wait for it. I go and get an energy drink, and I'm like, whatever. I didn't want this. I was being healthy, but fuck it. Here we are. I want a delicious strawberry kiss.
I always loved the old guys that would get they would always get hot coffee in the summer because it's not like it's fucking 90 and humid outside. Yeah. Hot coffee. They would always order it regular, which should be cream and sugar, easy, but they forget the part where anyone who works at a Dunkin' Donuts is completely incompetent. And if they keep dish soap out of your coffee, it's a big fucking point. And it's like regular. It's like, oh, so cream and sugar? Yeah, that's what I said. And it's like every fucking day, you come in here getting a hot fucking coffee, probably 3 times a day, just so you can sit here and fucking bitch about it.
Yeah.
Dude, fun story. When I was at this tournament last weekend, I ordered a Starbucks coffee at the hotel. And there's like this old white lady behind me and this other guy and a coach, like Temple Lacrosse was there, like their head coach. And like, she laughed at what I said because you don't mean to say something, but you get the price of something. And I got like a venti ice cold brew no, there was no cold brew, just a venti ice. And he was like, oh, is anything else? I'm like, that's good. He's like, that's going to be like $5.58. I was like, you fucked? Like, top of my lungs. He was like, what? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just like, Jesus.
Well, $6 for a fucking coffee. Jesus.
Oh, dude, it was bad. Dude, fuck your state. Like, I don't want to go back to Mass.
There's nothing to come back for.
No, there isn't. Like, I'm single now too. Like, I have nothing to go back there for.
No, it's like the strength conditioning sucks. The weather sucks. The state sucks. The governor sucks. I don't know. I mean, I guess at least we have seas. There was like fucking 80 today, and I'm sure it'll be 45 by fucking Thursday.
Yeah.
You know why the strength sucks is like Mike Boyle. We talk about old white guys. I just saw one of his posts. He was just like, we're transitioning to more true unilateral work. We're doing a single leg squat. If I could rewind and save my Twitter argument I had with him about a year and a half ago, where I told him an RFE is not a true unilateral, whatever, fuck it. They stole my idea. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I mean, so don't give him that much credit because he's just some fucking old guy in Reading. The real problem is the college athletics in Massachusetts are terrible. That's the main issue.
Oh, dude, what do you mean? BC is great.
Yeah, college athletics in Massachusetts couldn't fight its way out of a wet paper bag.
Yeah.
No, and hockey does.
That's an exception.
Competitively, nationally, but that's it. That is it.
I don't know. There's plenty of great athletes from Massachusetts. Matt Ryan.
Oh, like AJ Dillon, the latest one, right?
Yeah. AJ Dillon, Matt Ryan. Who else we got?
I think like the
Andy Isabella.
He's fast. He's quick.
Yeah, but they're
Really,
also
yeah.
none of them are from
They're
Massachusetts.
not from Massachusetts. They just went to school here.
I
But
think
be-
the last athlete I know from Mass that was like truly like from Mass is Mo Hurst.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mo
Yeah.
Hurst is probably the most recent one.
Yeah, there's a
I think
couple
he's the
guys
only
kicking
one.
around. There's like 12 or something from Massachusetts in the NFL. A lot of them are kicking around practice squad, special teams,
Yeah.
like Obi Melifonwu.
Oh, dude,
Mhm.
wait, what? Wait, well, fuck, dude. Don't forget about Rocky Marciano. He's a living legend. The marvelous Marvelin Hagler used to run the beaches down
I mean,
at
if you want to,
Provincetown.
So boxers a million years ago were actually good, like they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
And it's like once upon a time there was like obviously Sean Bates is from here. He went to the NHL. He did. It happened.
Yeah. Don't forget about
everyone
Chris
knows he's
Wagner.
Yeah, whatever.
Chris Wagner,
But-
Dorchester's finest.
No, he's from Walpole.
Oh, Walpole. Jimmy Hayes was Dorchester. The Hayes
Wait.
brothers.
Do you know he grew up in Boston?
So I mean, yeah, there was I forget where we were going with that. I lost my train of thought.
Well, no, he was saying how he's never coming back to Massachusetts.
Oh,
No reason.
But really, like, it's the worst state. It's if you had to rank the top 5 worst states, California, Massachusetts, probably put Montana. I don't really know what goes on up there. Like,
Well, that's
bet
probably
you
what makes
would-
it good.
I think you can make Montana work. I could make Montana work. It's just all
you don't
it's all
like
about
people.
your
That's why.
expectations. Yeah, so what the fuck is wrong with that?
Yeah. I don't like the way I view the mid states is like Montana, a little bit of Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. If we send the feds there, we'll find all the serial killers we can't find. Like that's where they're hiding out. Like that's what they're doing up there. Like
Yeah, it's like very, very secluded. Well, that's where what's his name? Fucking Kaczynski. That's where he was, wasn't he?
dude, like you go up there, like
Wasn't he in the woods in Montana or Minnesota or something like that?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
dude. Like we say that shit, but like Bob, you go to Montana, like you would roll into a town, they'd be like, "Who the fuck's this?" Like,
Yeah, I'm just saying I could make it work. It's not ideal. I mean, I would like to live closer to civilization, but
So like realistically though, like all things considered, because there's what is it? There's different categories that you have to factor in too. There's there's people, there's weather, what do you want to call it? Like government and regulations and shit.
there's none
And
there.
then is there any other ones besides those three? Like activities, I guess maybe. I don't know, like what you can do there. So maybe those 4, like legitimately like the worst 5 states in the country. Like you gotta probably have Mississippi and Alabama in there.
Mississippi definitely.
Mississippi, Alabama. I might put Washington
kidding me?
State. I might put Washington
Alabama's-
State solely
Alabama's
because
top
of
state.
Seattle.
Alabama's top titty. If you look at like places, like you got the
But you
Florida
could-
Bama line there. Like what?
Oh, you got to put Mississippi. I mean, I'm pretty sure lynching is still legal there, and they're like the fucking most obese state.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even tell you one city in Mississippi that even has a redeeming quality.
No.
Actually, I probably
Ole
could have
Miss?
stopped after. I can't tell you one city in Mississippi outside of Jackson.
That's fucked. You didn't watch The Blind Side? Ole
Not a
Miss,
Blind Side
baby.
guy.
No, that's racist.
So yeah, Mississippi, West Virginia. I feel like West Virginia is like
I just picture like
the bastard stepchild of the country.
no, that's where inbreds go.
Yeah.
The place no one really wants to talk about or really acknowledge.
Yeah, it's like that one cousin that like doesn't really ever show up to stuff, and when they do, it's like, oh, they're here. It's like, oh, that's West
Hope they don't
Virginia.
talk.
Yeah. I just like when I picture like I don't know, I do this weird thing. When I see West Virginia, I just see it as like one big mountain. There's nothing else in the state. Like
so what do we got? That's Mississippi, West Virginia, New Jersey has to be on there. New Jersey,
Dude,
fucking
New
sucks.
Jersey's just a fucking parking lot. Like it's like
Connecticut, absolutely fucking terrible.
Connecticut blows.
It is the worst one of the worst fucking states.
California gets knocked because although the weather's good, I think that's kind of really about it at this stage.
Yeah.
Isn't it about to fall into the ocean soon too? Anyways, like
yeah, fuck them.
Hopefully.
You know what
Get
though?
Bugs Bunny with his fucking hacksaw.
I think I got a dark horse here for the fifth of my five worst states. And I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. I feel like Oklahoma really fucking sucks. And I feel like Jones could probably attest to that because I know he lived there for a while. And he's never had one good thing to say about Oklahoma.
Sooners, baby.
I think he lived. Did he live? Yeah, he lived closer to Oklahoma, to Norman, not Stillwater.
Yeah.
We're speaking of all these schools, right? Now you make me think. The biggest regret of my life
Not
is
going
never
to
going to
college.
a Big 12 or an SEC school. I don't think I would have came out alive. I'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
Mentally challenged in some capacity.
It'd be
I
a
wouldn't have
vegetable.
made it out. But if I could ever tell my story, goddamn, would it have sold?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the things too, where like I look back and I go, if I would have, like, I'm going to end up with all this fucking debt regardless. Like, probably could have went somewhere cool.
Should have made it count.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You know, and
Like,
there's plenty of places that aren't super expensive. Like, I'm sure, like, how fucking expensive is the University of Oklahoma? Like, I'm sure it's probably not that expensive.
They'll probably pay you to go there.
Yeah.
No, you gotta meet in the middle. You gotta meet in the middle because it can't be. So it's got to be public because they do hit you with the out of state.
Right.
But if it's a big school like Oklahoma, like they do, I think like some people actually amount to something out of that school. You got to find somewhere that's still big, but is really fucking like really flexible. So I don't know how big Coastal is, but Michaela said it was only like 20 to go there.
Yeah.
When she went, and that's out of state. I don't know what it's up to now, but
you know where I bet was real cheap? West Virginia University.
WVU.
You know someone who went there from Medford.
Yeah.
Dude, if I could repick, I would have gone to Arizona State University.
Oh yeah, well it's been
the
the number one
Arizona
the number
State
one party
University.
school. It's been.
I was going there for education.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's been ranked the number one party school in the country for like 20 years in a row.
Dude, you know what I respect the most about him, Bobo, is like when COVID happened, their president came right out and they're like, we're just not going to give you your money back. You can stay if you want.
So Barry retweeted a picture and it was just a roast beef. It was just roast beef. That's all it was. And the caption says, LOL, how'd you know I went to Arizona State?
Dude. Oh, I should have went.
I wanted to go to Florida State. And then my mother was like, she goes, yep, you can go to Florida State, but that's going to require flights and frequently, and we can't afford that shit. So you can get a full ride or you're not going. I'm like, Bridgewater's cool too, I guess.
Yeah.
All right,
dude,
Bridgewater it is.
The only other regret is if I had to stay local, I wish I went to UMass Amherst.
That's the one thing where I don't, because so many people from Medford went to UMass Amherst. It was like fucking Medford High again.
You would have got over it.
Yeah, I mean, it was big enough where I would have been fine, but yeah, I wouldn't have really been able to escape that part of it, at least at the beginning.
Just play sport. They take everyone there.
I think the real key would have been like a nice FCS school in a really good weather place.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Like one of the Carolinas has an FCS school. I don't know which one it is now.
Yeah.
It's not North Carolina A&T. That's an HBCU. I'm pretty sure I can't apply there.
No, you can. I just don't know if you.
Yeah.
They'll take your money.
They'll take your money for the application fee for sure.
Yeah.
Or like Georgia Southern. Like I feel like that's
another HBC.
Is it really?
I think so.
Oh.
Was Kennesaw HBC?
No, that's a state school. That's really nice. Also, Kennesaw like cheats now because they're the only FCS in that area. So everyone who doesn't play after 2 years at like Georgia Southern, Georgia State, all just transfer down. Like they're just like loaded with these dudes. I was there for that summer. I was like, where'd you come from? He's like, I was like third string at Georgia. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like I was like looking at this dude. He's like 6'8". Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's wild. And then that just goes to show you too, like the caliber of people that like that guy couldn't fucking hack it at Georgia.
Yeah, dude, but we're good at sports in Massachusetts. Like,
yeah. We have great athletes.
Have you ever seen Severian?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Everett High. Yeah, their football team's so good.
Every time teams from Massachusetts travel outside the state, they get fucking manhandled.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what they're doing now? It's like Massachusetts football teams will go play they'll play in Florida against these random teams. And it's like, dude, no, that's not the same. You cannot go to Florida, play a team from like the Orlando area and think that you're playing the best athletes. Right. The best athletes in fucking Florida, the ones that are running around barefoot trying to chase down fucking rabbits. It's them. Those are the ones. Not the ones that are rich enough to pay for your stupid fucking prep school, prep camp, whatever the fuck, which is just a money grab. Yeah. You need to find the real athletes. Like, go play any high school in Texas. Take a Massachusetts all-star team to go to like the fucking whatever Texas A, 6As, I don't even know how many fuck it is. Take that guy, take that team and see how you do. The one with the $4 million stadium. Go play that.
They'd come up to Bridgewater and they'd be like, is this the practice field? Like,
yeah. Wait, you guys don't have a stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like we speaking of that, also, you know where there's really good high school football and they actually recruit all the way around is DC. DC takes all the kids from Florida, from Georgia, and like they'll go there and actively recruit those kids from like Texas and give them like full ride high school scholarships to private schools.
Oh, wow.
Like when I was down working at DC, one of the private schools there, like their stadium, they had a 20,000 seats football stadium. They have their own strength coaches for each sport. Like, and the whole like offensive line was almost committed to SEC schools.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Like, you know, when you see like they'll talk about where they went to high school, like the McCourty twins went to like one of those big prep schools. Like people don't have unless you either have money to go there or you're good enough where they're just like, we'll pay.
Yeah, you're good.
Where the rich kids pay double to cover your half.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened with what's his name from Cambridge. God, I can't remember his name.
Ja,
yeah. I was gonna say if Costello is listening right now, he's like, oh, Ja, come on. Yeah, he went to a prep school in somewhere around there, maybe, because he ended up going to UNC, but I think he left Cambridge and went to a prep school first.
No, that's what happens, dude. Like,
yeah, they almost have to, because again, Massachusetts football is so weak.
Yeah,
they don't know what you are. Like, if you want to play at a legitimate school, you need to go and play against real players.
Yeah.
Well, Mass will only let them play football for like 1 month a year and expect them to be better at it.
Yeah, that's a good point too. The weather does fucking blow.
Yeah, it's just
liberal state.
Just not the right place for it. It's just not the right attitude, not the right people, not the right build.
Literally, like the only good thing around here is hockey.
Yeah. Well, because New Jersey football is actually like legitimate. In New Jersey, it's the same fucking climate as us.
Yeah.
But what happens in New Jersey is you don't want to play for your public high school. You want to play for a private high school. So from 6th to 8th grade, these kids may as well be in high school the way that they're trying to get scholarships for their private school. So that by the time they get to private school, they're used to such a high level of competition that now when they go to college, it's just that much more. Like those kids, hey, run through that wall. and before you finish the L in wall, they're already running towards.
Yeah, yeah.
Kids here are like, well, which wall? And do you want me to like
Yeah.
run like head first? Or do you want me to like shoulder it?
Yeah. Or they'd be like, well, I don't want to because that's going to hurt.
Like, yeah, like, isn't that like not safe? Again, the kid from New Jersey's already sitting there with a concussion because he ran head first.
No, there's no concussions in New Jersey, Bobo. It's just getting your bell rung.
You're just seeing stars. That's it.
Yeah, dude. It's so fucked. I remember high school football. I was sitting there and I was like, my coach is just yelling at me, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
It's like, Coach, are you speaking in Spanish? I can't understand anything you're saying.
Like my ears are ringing, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay. Then there's like another time where I was we're at one of those camps, like the Oklahoma drill. It's now like outlawed, but not in 2007.
No.
I was sitting there at the summer like camp, and like it was a decent camp because he made us go up to Maine to take it. Like he's like gonna do it in mass. And I remember I went against our running back in the hole, and all of a sudden I was just like doing this with my arm on the sideline. It's just numb and tingling for like a good 5 minutes. The guy running the drill, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, I'm fine. It's like too nervous to admit I'm actually like my just a little stinger, concussion. We're good. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's like for a split second, you're like, holy shit, I'm 17 years old. And I think I might've just paralyzed my fucking left arm.
Yeah. But mildly confused because it's still moving. I'm just like, I can't feel it move, but I'm moving it. So like picture that, like, you know how those camps work. It's just like a shells and a helmet, and you're looking at some white kid going like,
oh yeah, we got another autistic one.
He's primed for it. He's gonna make it.
Yeah.
You just think of it too, like high school football. They're like, what was your job when you played? Like, I was like, oh, I wasn't athletic enough to make a tackle. I took down the lead blocker. Like, that's it. What's your job? We think you have some talent. We just need you to hit people. Don't make a play, but make it easier for Mello to make a play. Yeah. Fuck it. What'd you do on offense, fullback?
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I had almost the exact same story. I was like, I was not athletic enough to play offense. I was like the third string fullback. And, but on defense, I was the weak side linebacker. So I had like the three responsibilities, like what is it? Counter, sweep, and then whatever the other one, it cut back. I don't know, whatever the three things. Yeah, whatever the three things are for the weak side linebacker. So it's essentially the same thing. It's like, I want you to run really hard forward and hit someone, and then hopefully you'll create a pile. That's what they said. That's what they told us. They go, if you bring someone down, even if it's not the ball carrier, you'll create a pile that someone will maybe hopefully tackle, like fall down. And I'm like, all right, you sure?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going.
But football players in Massachusetts are good.
Yeah.
There's a video from Spellman. I don't know if it's still on film because it was 2009 senior year where I just like reaffirmed that why I was just supposed to hit someone. Yeah. I like read the play and I was in the backfield and they didn't even hand the ball off yet. And I was just standing there like a dog taking a shit. Like I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God, I'm here. Like, I remember watching film the next day and he's like, this is what not to do.
Yeah. I used to fucking hate watching film. The coaches would be like, what did you guys think you were doing on this play? And it was admittedly pretty funny. Like when you watch the film and like you see you have 11 guys on defense and the team on offense, we're on D. The team runs like a jet sweep this way and like three people on the defense run that way. It's like, what the fuck did you three think you were going to do?
No, the best part is when watching it, the offense is supposed to play, and he's like, you fucking know where it's going. Like the coaches get so baffled. Yeah. Like it's a sweep, it's a counter left, and the guard like from the right side pulls the wrong way, and they're just like, what the fuck? Like
yeah, that was always great. The offensive line that knows the play still doesn't know what to do on the play. Yeah, we had believe it or not, Medford High had a really hard time with that. Well, I know because we're full of scholars, so those guys on the offensive line really had no idea which way to fucking pull half the time.
It's so funny though when you watch the film, you're like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
And they're like, the best part is it's like the guard will pull the wrong way and they'll be like, so we're past this now, but you decided to stay over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
They're like, you didn't think, let me just run back to the pile. Like, let me just go try to hit someone. Because the biggest rule they tell you in high school football is if you fuck up, hit someone at least.
Right. Right. Yeah. If you're going to fuck up, take someone else out of the play. Like if you're going to take yourself out of the play, take someone else out of the play with you. Make it 10 on 10.
Yeah. The rule I was told is just like, if the fullback steamrolls you, and I was like at weak side, they're like, fall with him. Like, just take him down. Do something.
Yeah. Oh, that was my favorite.
That was a fullback.
That was the I gotcha tackle. You go to make a tackle on someone and they're bigger than you and they run you over, but you just hold on and fall and bring them with you. I used to do that all the time.
Like when I was had the lead block or something, like, because in high school it's very like you run like a 3 or 4 back set all the time anyways.
Yeah.
Like you pass one
out
every 10
You're not
plays.
passing the ball in high school.
No. It's true like run pass option in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the best is like when I'd see someone like the DN get off like the tackle, I would just fucking dive. One time I tried to stand up and I just like, I remember like this dude's fucking like stomach's in my face. He fucking teabagged me all the way down. And I was like, this is never happening again. I was like, I am done.
Yeah.
There's another highlight film of me somewhere out there where I was the wedge breaker, which is legal now. You can't do that. Inside guy on kickoff. And I had the idea, dude, I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, I'm going to jump the wedge.
I got an idea. Like, I'm going to go over.
Yeah. I'm just going to know I PR'd my vert like last year at 27 inches. So like that, there's no ups. And I was just like, I just remember doing it. And I was like, this is smart. I was like, no one will think anything of this. And I remember I just go to like jump and this dude's probably like, sure. Like, yeah. And I just vividly remember on Spelman football field, like spinning in a circle. And like I hit the ground and my soul left the body a bit because I hit it and I was like, and like the play's over and I was like, I can like kind of see like to the right where it's dead.
Yeah.
And I was like, just like, I like rolled up and I was like, I just started walking to the sideline.
Yeah. You're like, oh man, this fucking blows. All right. Well,
yeah, high school football is Wild West.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just fucking nonsense because half the coaches don't know what they're doing. The kids definitely don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah.
The best is when you hear the lineman, like,
it wasn't until my senior year that we got actual like legitimate coaches. And so like I said, I was a linebacker and one of the coaches taught me to watch the offensive line. And he literally said this line. He goes, son, this is Massachusetts high school football. Watch the guards and they will tell you what's going to happen with the play. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, watch the 2 guards. They're going to look where they're going before the play snaps. And that's where the play is going to be. And then I remember like all the linebackers were like, are you fucking kidding me? Like no one, we've been playing football for so long and no one fucking told us this. Like, and it like, lo and behold, we were actually pretty good that year. But it was largely because of the coaching staff. Like we finally got good coaches and it was little things like that. And they taught the running backs like, hey, when you're lined up, when you're about to get the ball, don't fucking look anywhere. You look right at the quarterback's ass crack and that is it. Because that was the other thing too. They said they teach you to actually, like they taught us, to actually look at the running back and watch his eyes. And if his eyes are going that way, well, that means he's getting ready to run that way. And I was like, dude, why did it take so long for us to figure this out? But that's exactly what it is. It's because the coaching sucks. The kids have no clue what they're fucking doing. The coaches don't. So it's just a shit show. And then, like I said, the few programs that actually have good coaches are the ones that are good. But still, being good in Massachusetts doesn't mean you're good. So, all right, you want to start wrapping this bitch up? I think we're about that time. I think we're a little over an hour right now.
Yeah, so I just like to know that, with CDC, they're loosening up their shit. Massachusetts, allegedly, we're going to start opening back up. And it's good to know that everybody is still a massive piece of absolute shit. It is phenomenal. So spent some time at a couple restaurants and whatnot this week. And, it's just like some guy sitting there, our 15-minute wait turned into an hour 15. Well, you haven't been sitting there for an hour 15. You've been sitting there for maybe a half an hour. And there's been a table open at the bar the whole time. If you're that fucking concerned, go sit at the bar. Another couple, whatever, walks in. It's like, we have a reservation for whatever. And it's like, can we sit outside? And they go, actually, we outside's first come, first serve. All reservations are for inside. How long? It's like, it's like 45 minutes. What? If we knew that, we wouldn't have made a reservation. It's like, dude.
Yeah, okay.
We fucking barely had restaurants for a fucking minute there.
Yeah.
You people are still like this. So, lo and behold, let's go to the golf course, because that's where I was today. And I'm eating inside. And I always like just listening to all these people, because they're all fucking idiots. Every single one is a fucking idiot.
About 90% of them.
Yeah, we need to up that to at least 88. And it's just like, so some dude walks into the bar, doesn't have a mask, for whatever reason, doesn't have a mask. He's, oh shit, I don't have a mask, but I'm vaccinated though. Plus, this thing's all over. My chief told me, he goes, this thing's over on Memorial Day. It's like, okay, dude, but it's not Memorial Day.
Right.
It doesn't matter what your fucking chief says. Like, just and the other thing too is like, okay, so I've walked in there without it before. Like, I forgot or I didn't have it on me. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. That's all you need to do. Shut the fuck up. All these people, just shut the motherfuck up. You're all idiots. And it's like, they just cannot help themselves. They have to say dumb shit all the time. Like, why do people have to, like, what compels people to say dumb shit every fucking second they open their mouth? I just don't get it. It's mind blowing. Like, I am as dumb as they fucking come, but I would have to try to say this much dumb shit. And people, it's just so natural for them. That's the most impressive part, is how it just comes to them. Like, Jesus Christ.
Seems every time they open their mouth, it's dumb.
It's like hot take. I feel like cops probably have the easiest job in the world, because they're like, we're going to go in there, we're not going to say a word for 5 minutes, and he'll let us know everything.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, if you're a detective, it's like, oh, well, detective, like, skills of being a detective, it must be like, a lot of forensic research. You must have to go down all these chains. Nope. Just gather someone, put them in a room, and wait for them to fucking fuck it all up, because that's what they will inevitably do in about 3 to 8 minutes. If they're okay at what they do, it might take 11. But you just put them there and just fucking don't say anything. Let them fucking fuck this all up. It's insane.
Yeah. So I mean,
the massive takeaway that as we're maybe getting back to some level of normalcy, maybe after Memorial Day, I don't really fucking know. Either way, bars are supposed to reopen on the 29th, so that'll be like a whole new fucking can of worms.
Yeah.
So not only do we need to move from 85%, we probably need to up that to 88, 90.
Yep. I'm down.
It's also good to know that no one took anything away from this fucking pandemic. It's maybe a little bit of gratitude, like a little bit, that these people are fucking serving you drinks when they could be sitting on their ass, like collecting an unemployment check. And this hostess, again, doesn't really need to be here wearing a fucking mask for a fucking 8-hour shift so that you can sit there and fucking cry about your seat.
The worst part is you guys are walking right into Charlie Baker just doing a big dad trick on you, where he's just like, he's going to give you an inch because you guys will take a mile when the bars are open up for one night. And you'd be like, see, I opened them up and you couldn't listen. Now I got to take it away. Like,
Yeah, I mean that's the other part too. Is that everyone's like, oh well, we're almost out of this. No, we're not. You people are too dumb.
Yeah, no,
You're
we're
too
not.
stupid.
We're not.
All of you are too dumb.
You're the sheep, Bobby. They're not the sheep.
Oh yeah, you're right. I got it. I got it wrong. They're the ones that are right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
my
you're just a conspiracy guy.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not the one who just sees it as it fucking is, and just I sit there. I don't say anything. I take it in and then make my evaluation based off. Yeah, you're right. I'm the one who's fucking wrong.
Right.
I got something for you. I got a comment, and then to throw back to your other episodes, I have my final thought and a sidecar to my final thought.
All right. I like
Comment
it.
on you is talk about stupid COVID shit. I was in the city, New York City, and I hope it gets you mad because they were doing this. I was on a university and they were doing COVID safety. So you couldn't go in the fucking store to order a coffee. You couldn't go in the store, but you could go on their app through Uber Eats and get someone to deliver the coffee.
So they're a coffee shop that was only open via Uber Eats.
Yes, but you couldn't even go on the Starbucks app and order it. So I asked the lady, because in my head, I was trying to wrap my fucking brain around this. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
I am right here.
Right. I'm here. You're there.
Yeah. I was like, you're in the door. I was like, hold on. I was like, you're on the other side of the door. And she's like, there's a line of people around me. I should be on a fucking TV show at times. So I was like, wait, because like everyone else at like in the city is just kind of like all in on this. And I was like, I probably look like the biggest asshole in the world at this point. I'm sitting there and I was like, wait, lady. I was like, I have to order through the app, but I can't order through the Starbucks app. So I have to go through the Uber Eats app and they're going to surcharge me to deliver it when I'm right here. So I was like, and this is for safety protocols. I was like, so I'm here, you're there. I can just give you my card because I don't have my phone on me right now because I walked from the field 5 minutes to this Starbucks. And I was like, I could give you the card. You could swipe it. We all are none the wiser. And the only person touching my coffee is you. But it's COVID safety. So I need to order through the app. So you're going to make my coffee. You're going to hand it to him to bag. And then this dude is going to fucking Uber Eats it to me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm living in a fucking la la land. And like people were like looking at me and I was like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Like,
yeah.
Just like
that happened in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, the woman who only sold shit on eBay. And he's like, these boots are awesome. I'd like to buy them. She goes, yeah, well, when I list them on eBay, you can buy them and they'll come to you.
Dude.
And he's like, why can't I just buy them from you right now? Well, no, you just don't get it.
Yeah, that's just fucking dumb.
Doesn't make any fucking sense. Like
No.
that makes no fucking sense.
None of this makes any sense. It never has. None of it has made any
it
sense.
really like
But it's safe. It's safe. We got to pass the coffee to 3 fucking people over a 40-minute span when
Yeah.
I'm at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like hold on. Like, and I tend to be like I lean left. Like sometimes I go left to get right on certain issues. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how far I'll skew to one side. Like I'll just take 3 lefts and I'm going in the right direction. Like
Yeah.
and dude, like at times I'm just like, oh my fucking god, because my other side of the family is like true like right-wing conspiracy theorists. Like and dude, like, all right, I'll just get off that. So I'll transition. The sidecar thought, by the way, is you talk about Robinhood. This dumb fuck had $100 in Dogecoin and he bought it for half a penny. And he sold it at like 6 cents, thinking he's a genius.
Well, I mean, you did still come away with a little bit of money.
I don't give a fuck about that. They were talking about the difference between $300 and fucking. That's not even the worst part. And I would have had 5,000. I would have had 5,000 something fucking dollars. I bought it for like half a fucking penny as a joke. And if I just fuck, dude. And then whatever.
As did I, which I think
part.
a lot of people did because I bought it when it was at a fraction of a penny. And I did the same thing. I sold it in like September when it was at like 6 cents.
You know what I fucking bought? I fucking bought into Berkshire Hathaway, which is just fucking 2.5% all the time. I own 1 fucking share. And it's down. But fun side thought, I was like, dating in your late 20s, early 30s is different. for your side thought. So I've been crushing the app game recently.
Yeah.
Because I work in athletics, so I have no life, and I only interact with 18 to 22-year-olds. So 9 times out of 10, I don't want to talk to anyone after the day's over.
Right.
And so I'm like crushing this game. But so I was like, someone's like, hey, get on Hinge. And I was like, it's like a newer one. I didn't know. And I was like, okay. So I'm setting up the profile, and I must have, when I was setting it up, it's like it allows you to select an ethnicity. Not for yourself, but what you're interested in. And I hit fucking Asian somehow when I was setting it up. And for the first like 2 weeks, I'm swiping and talking to people. I'm like, wow. I was like, at first I was like, man, there's a large population of Asians on the Hudson River. I was like, this is strange. I was like, and then so I did that, dude. And all of a sudden I was like, I didn't know. So I'm like on these apps and I didn't fucking know. I was like, do I have a thing for Asians? I was like, is this like, I was like, this app designs to date to your preference. And I was like, dude, I was like, have I been fucking it up my whole life? And so I'm finally with the coworker and he looks at it and he's like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. He's like, you have it set to like Asians only pretty much.
Oh man, that's pretty good. That is a good one.
Dude, I felt so fucking dumb. I felt so dumb because I was like, I went on a date with a couple of them, but I was just like, I'm pretty open to every ethnicity here. I was like, I didn't know. And in my head, I'm like, man, I was like, I did like Asia Akira. I was like, I thought she was pretty sexy back in the day. I was like, but I didn't know I had a thing. I didn't know this was like a niche.
Yeah. Yeah, you start like questioning yourself. You're like, well, I guess.
Dude, I was like,
I guess this is it.
Dude, because I watched The Social Dilemma. I'm like, man, these apps are designed based off your likes. I was like, am I taking more time like viewing their pages? Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Oh, that's fucking good. That is pretty good.
Now, the only other issue I run into on this app is like, I tend to be pretty social, but I run out of battery pretty fast. Like if I hung out with you guys one night, I'd have to recharge for 48 hours.
Yeah.
Or if I drink, I'm down for 72, right? Like, so I keep making these dates, but it's always post a previous event. Like I'll hang out with my staff or some people in the area. And then the next night they're like, hey, you want to go out? And I'm like, see, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like an ongoing thing with my staff. I've canceled 4 dates so far.
That's good. You got a good solid batting average.
Yeah. Dude, it's bad. But that was my final 2. Nothing too crazy. You could be a little fucking more interested, you cocksucker.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking D-Mac hit a fucking walk-off grand slam for the Trash Pandas.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday? No, today. Yeah. Walk-off grand slam. Rocket City Trash Pandas. Let's fucking go.
Wow, that's pretty solid. There's an opening now without Pujols.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Fucking feed him through. I think he hit another home run yesterday.
Sweet. Well, good for him.
Fucking power hitting first baseman was hitting leadoff for the Trash Pandas on opening night.
That's hilarious.
Double A baseball in fucking Alabama.
Yeah. All right. So my final thought is just like it was a true random thought that I had today. Because so this morning or mid-morning, I guess, afternoon, we went out to brunch. Like we met like people for brunch. And I'm thinking like, fuck, man. So just to give you a background, this weekend we've been clearing out like a lot of the fucking house. Like we're going to do renovation soon on the house and all this shit. So like, it's been pretty fucking busy. Like Bob was at the house. What was that, yesterday? Was that yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
We spent all fucking day clearing shit out and like doing everything. So then this morning, like we still have a dumpster. So there's a couple more things like I wanted to get done. So I'm like, I gotta fucking, cut this up and throw this away. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we gotta go to brunch. So now I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm trying to get shit done. And then I'm in the car and I go, all right, let me figure this out here. Brunch is for lazy people that have nothing to do, because you cannot be a person that has to get things done. Oh, did we lose him? No, he's back. Not Tom Brady is back. You can't be a person that is trying to get things done and then go to brunch. Because you think about it, like, I mean, I'm up at 6:30 regardless, but like for me now, sleeping in is 7:30. So let's play the game. Let's say I sleep in and I wake up at 7:30. Come downstairs, have some coffee, kick around a little bit, maybe get like an hour. You're looking at like 8:30, right? So now I want to get something done. So you're looking at starting anywhere between 8:30 and 9. Well, what time is brunch usually? Anywhere between 10 to 12? So
I don't fucking go on brunch.
Yeah, so let's say it's like 10:30. Well, now I'm starting whatever project I'm doing at 9. I have at most an hour, because then you have to factor in like changing and getting ready and then actually travel to get to this fucking place. So it's like you can't actually get anything done. And then by the time you get home, it's like 2:00. And now it's like, well, what the fuck? How am I supposed to get anything done today? So it's just one of those random fucking things that I thought of today, that brunch is for lazy people that have nothing to do. Which, hey, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I like brunch. It's a cool thing. But not when you got shit to do. It really fucks up your day.
Do you think it's socially acceptable to pregame for brunch?
Depends on how much you drink the night before.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it depends on the situation.
I thought about that. I was just like, I don't know, when you were speaking, I was like, man, like, would I pregame for brunch? Next girlfriend I get, I'll just like, I won't tell her what I'm doing, and I'll just like get it ready.
Yeah.
And that's how you find if she's the one. You know what I mean? Like if she's like, oh, we're pre-gaming.
Yeah. Oh, we're pre-gaming brunch? All right, cool. It's like, oh,
and
okay.
Then the other part would be who is attending brunch.
Yes.
Because if the company is not going to be great, then pre-gaming brunch might be essential.
So for family,
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically family is what I was getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you know how I was thinking, now that I'm single, going on dates, like your brunch idea, I was like, how you found the one is if they get angry and they come when you come back home and you're drunk on a random Tuesday night. they're not angry that you're drunk, they're angry that you didn't invite them.
Yeah.
You guys that's your test this week to see if they're the one. You're gonna have to do that and be like, just like randomly show up, you're just cocked out of your mind on a Wednesday.
If I didn't work until 9:00 at night and I came back here at like a reasonable hour and just started like cracking a few open, I bet you Michaela would have wine with me if she was still awake. Again, because I usually get home at like fucking 9.
Yeah.
So she's usually like ready to bed.
Well, who said you can't start pre-gaming at work? You own the company. You make the rules.
Typically, I don't want to drink with a bunch of 16-year-olds. Not because of like legality or responsibility reasons. They're fucking annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Not
you ever think about how good your insults would be on them?
I mean, dude, like, I could probably get teenage males to cry.
Yeah.
You and Jeffrey Epstein.
My shit talk is already.
Oh man. All right. Well, that is going to do it. So it's time to wrap this thing.
Is that the show title? Bob and Jeffrey Epstein?
In a bow. Yeah. Bob equals Jeffrey Epstein.
Bob and Jeffrey Epstein both make teenage males cry.
I feel like I got fucking conned into that one.
It's just a plane ride away, baby.
Make sure you go to mybookie.com and use our promo code Sarcasm Pod if you want to bet on whether or not Ghislaine Maxwell will make it through this year. I don't know if they have that bet, but they might. So you might do that. Mybookie.com, Sarcasm Pod. Again, they'll match your deposit 50% up to $1,000. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, I hope you enjoy the end where you just get to see Mitch's black screen that says not Tom Brady. We lost your video there. I don't know if because you got booted and then came back. I don't know what's going on. Or maybe you're just maybe you're just naked now and you don't want us to see, which
I never said I had pants on.
That's great because don't get us kicked off YouTube. we don't have enough followers to, fight our way back to YouTube if we get kicked off.
Yeah, don't worry. They're not scanning you anyways. They're good.
So subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. You know the deal. All the engagement helps us out over there. Subscribe wherever you're listening. If you're on whatever podcast service, if you're on Apple, go to the iTunes store, leave us a review, give us 5 stars. You can follow us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Our Twitter handle is sarcasm_speaks, and the Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, good night, everybody.